Hi everyone, just a quick intro before I start my Lowery stand review. I purchased the Lowery stand from So&So. I bought the powder grey version and not the stainless steel, and that was for $79.99, and it was $4.99 delivery here in the UK. I had a newsletter discount that I typed in, which I think is available to all, and that gave me £4 off. I think it's a 5% discount, and so ultimately my delivery cost me £1. So I ordered it one day and it came the next, and you can't really ask for more than that. And it's all come really well packaged. I thought I'd show you the box. I've seen the box being displayed on Instagram before and in other videos, and the perspective to me seemed like it was a huge box. I was expecting a really large delivery, and I don't think it's going to come out any better on my videos. But here's the box that it came in. I'm going to have to shut it down a little bit, but it's not very big at all. It wasn't very heavy. All that comes inside it is the base plate, which is covered in a protective film, and everything else, all the L-bar and all the rods, are all vacuum packed onto this piece of cardboard so that they don't hit into each other and scratch. And I think that's a really ingenious way of packaging it. It means it can come in a small box without so much bubble wrap or the polystyrene balls. So that worked really well, and it wasn't heavy at all. So that was better than I expected. I'll show you the stand if you haven't watched my videos before that I'm used to working on. It was one I'd made myself out of an old shelf and pieces of wood and some doweling, and to be fair, it worked really well. The only issue I had with it was that it had to be placed on a table in front of me, on my coffee table, and so every time I needed to get up I had to move my coffee table out the way, and it didn't move very easily on the carpet. It wasn't a big deal, and I've kept it for 2 years now. I've used that stand, and it really wasn't a big deal, but it used up the coffee table, which then I couldn't put a drink on because I didn't want it anywhere near my stitching. And then I had a lot of stuff left out all the time, and then if people were coming over, or if I wanted to pack it away to have more room in the lounge, everything sort of went into another room, and then I was more reluctant to bring it all back out again if I just had a few hours or half an hour stitching time. It was a lot to just bring out for that little short time. So I'd been looking at all these stands, and I wanted something that was either very discreet or very easy to put away, or that would collapse into something small. And I'd seen these gorgeous floor stands that are similar in idea to my one, where you rest your frame. I use usually the Millennium frames, 20-inch buys, where you rest your frame on and it's supported that way. But the problem again with those was that they were all in front of me, and if I had a craft room, they'd be beautiful to leave out with my stitching on, all on display, ready for me to sit down and stitch whenever I liked. But that isn't the situation I'm currently in. So I then saw the Lowery stand, which looked very discreet, could tuck away quite easily, and also the fact that it was from the side, that you could swing out your work to get up. As usually I stitch in the evenings, or if I get a little bit of time in the day, it can sometimes be a "Mummy, quick!" And so moving all my stuff out the way was always a bit of a fight to get out, to get to see them. Not impossible, obviously, but if there was something out there that would make my life easier, I'm all for it. And also I wanted just a little stitchy boost. Because of my piece taking so long, I don't really buy a lot of stash and lots of bits and pieces. So this was my little boost purchase for me to get me back motivated into stitching. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So I will show you the review now. So here's my Lowery stand next to my sofa. I think it looks really discreet and poses no threat to the children, and I have no problem leaving it out like this all the time. This lever can be on the inside, but I find it easier for manoeuvring it from this side, and it's caused no problems for the children. They've not even noticed it's here really. And the base plate, I've just put some catalogues on it as there is a big gap under my sofa. So now I'll show you with me stitching. So when I'm ready to stitch, I lift up the L-bar and put my pin in place to get it at the desired height, so that when you swing it out to get out, which I'll show you in a minute, it doesn't drop right back to the bottom. Now most people would probably leave this pin in where they'd like it, but because it would mean this was jutting out slightly above my sofa, I just don't want that little bit of danger for the kids if they're diving around on the sofas. So for the 20-second job that it is for me to put the pin in the right place before I start stitching, there, job done. I'd rather just do that every time. So then I turn the L-bar to face me and tighten it up. I then get the clamp. Now when I'm stitching, I'll have my frame already on here. I've took it off now to be able to show you the clamp, and then I just store this under my coffee table, and I just attach this every time I want to stitch. If I had my own sort of craft room stitchy spot, I would just leave this attached the whole time and move it in and out as I needed to stitch. But just because of the kids and that I'm in the lounge, it's just easier for me to put it away. But it doesn't take a matter of minutes to set it back up. So you put whatever frame you want in here and tighten it up. So then this goes onto here. You can have it at whatever angle you like, and it can go in as far as here and out around to here. Now you can get an L-bar that is around 6 inches longer at the top for arms like this that are quite wide at the base. This works really well with my scroll frame because that brings it out a lot further. But as you'll see with the Q-snap, it is quite, I'd have to sit quite close to the arm. So on my, if I choose a piece that's a bit smaller that's suitable for the Q-snap, I'd probably get the extender. Also on the instructions, it suggests, well, it shows you having the screw facing yourself. But because I have a little box of all my bits and pieces here, usually I just find that that's better at the back, out the way, which does mean the lever is backwards, but causes me no problems. So I'll first show you with the Q-snap in place. Now they do suggest that you buy the corner clamp for the Q-snap. I'm assuming that is because the toughest part of the Q-snap is on the corner. But though I haven't stitched with it using the Q-snap, I have put it on. I've been quite tight with it and quite vigorous in moving it around, and I can't see any damage whatsoever. I think it fits quite well. So I'll show you. Putting it on. You just place it in and tighten it up. So there we go. And it's quite firmly in. I mean, it works. To me, it works quite well, but I can see how that would be more sturdy, but I think that's on really well. So what I love about this is that you can easily just loosen that piece, turn it, and fix the back of your work. Turn it back, lock it into place at whatever angle you want, and you know, you can go whatever height you want and carry on stitching. And if the kids shout me from upstairs that they need something, as I want to stitch in the evenings, I just drop the lever on the side and swing it out of the way and lift it back up to lock it in place so it's not swinging around. And that just is a great feature to me, that there's nothing in my way with my feet at all. I can rest them on the table, I can snuggle up, I can just be really comfortable, and if I just need to get out, woo, and swing it back in. I need to get to the back of my work, flick it up, turn it around, lock it into place, do what I need to do. So that's the Q-snap. So let me take that out. Now, I've not seen anywhere it suggests using a hoop. I have a hoop, I haven't tried it for stitching with. But to me, if it can be clamped, I don't see why you can't use it. So it goes in nicely. Again, I would probably use the extender bar. I can get it out a little bit further. That would probably be quite comfortable, to be honest. And that's held in really well. Love that. Swing it back in. You can turn it round. I don't see what the issue would be at all with the hoop. I think it holds it really well. So let me take that out and I'll show you what I'm currently using it with. It's right out because it's quite wide. So this is the 20-inch Millennium frame bars. I've just put a spare piece of fabric on, as you'd be spending more time looking at the horrendous back of my work than you would be concentrating on this. So let me just get that into place. Is that going tight or loose? So there we go. So I've had this on for a few days now, quite tight, and it has caused absolutely no damage at all to the wood on my frame. It's just held it lovely and has caused no problem whatsoever. Now, the one issue I've had with these 20-inch bars, it's a very heavy frame, is that there is a slight wobble. And as I'm used to a stand that held it here with no movement at all, I was a little bit, I don't know how to say it, just wasn't as comfortable as I wanted. I wanted it to be perfect and still, so I was very fussy. And so on the site, on So-and-So, they have a bar that fits here where the clamp then clamps in the middle and you can move your frame arm down it. It's especially for the really long bars where then you can stay sat and it moves the bars all the way to one side and the other, and that must hold it really firmly. But I didn't want to splurge again on something, so I had a little quick fix. I put my sewing box that was next to me anyway under the bar. Doesn't move at all. Perfectly stable. I have my iPad on my sewing box and that stops the wobble. I can turn it just the same, I can swing it out just the same, makes no difference, and that's perfect. And just a cheap, easy fix really, but yeah, I can't praise it enough. I'm really enjoying it, and it's I don't know, it's just rejuvenated my love of stitching, I guess. Just getting something new kickstarts you again. And I'll show you me putting it away for the evening. Most people, I think, would leave it or swing it out for the evening, but because of the kids, I take this off, leave the clamp on, because I only have one project at a time, and I slide it under my coffee table and take the pin out. Turn it down. Loosen that. Done.